Today I'm going to be showing you some books I purchased from Amazon. I often purchase books from Amazon because they usually have better prices. The first book I'm going to show you is actually a part of the set. The set includes George Orwell's Animal Farm and 1984. It only costs $9.40 for the set. If you're interested in audiobooks, I made a playlist on my channel in which I read all of Animal Farm. If you're interested, I'll have a link in the description. The original Amazon listing which I purchased these books from, the cover doesn't look anything like what I got. But I actually don't mind these covers. I find the simple color palette more intriguing than the original. So if you're buying the book for aesthetic purposes, you might not receive the cover you like. Another thing I'd like to mention, I don't know if this is just specific to the copy that I received, but on chapter 9, page 69, in the second sentence, there are some words that are smushed together, and there are some words that are spread apart unnecessarily. And this is the sort of thing you can expect with really cheap books, especially these books that are in the public domain that anyone can print. It's going to be a lot of these spelling errors and formatting issues. But if you're okay with that, again, these are still great books to have, classic, wonderful books that are, I would say, must-reads. But you have to expect that sometimes you might get, some little errors. Moving on to our next book, Balzac and the Little Chinese Seamstress. I paid $9.49 for this. It's 184 pages. It's a historical fiction about two hapless city boys that are exiled to a remote mountain village for re-education during China's infamous Cultural Revolution. The next book I got is The Good Earth by Pearl S. Buck. It is 392 pages. It's the first book in a trilogy, and I paid $9.99. It takes place in 1920s China, at a time when the last emperor still ruled and the sweeping changes of the 20th century were distant rumblings. It focuses on the life of an honest farmer and his family as they struggle to survive the vast political and social changes. The next book is also a part of a trilogy. It is Mao's Great Famine, The History of China's Most Devastating Catastrophe, 1958 to 1962. It's 422 pages and I paid $17 for it. Just to give you an idea of what this book is about, I'll read the back of it. Between 1958 and 1962, 45 million Chinese people were worked, starved, or beaten to death. Mao Zedong threw his country into a frenzy with the Great Leap Forward, an attempt to catch up with and overtake the Western world in less than 15 years. It led to one of the greatest catastrophes the world has ever known. The next book I got is The Dream of the Red Chamber, otherwise known as The Story of the Stone. It's 329 pages and I paid $16.99. In it, we experience the lives of two households in Peking belonging to the same family, in which 5 generations live together with their innumerable retainers, servants, relatives, and other hanger-ons. The next book we have is Wild Swans, 3 Daughters of China. It is by one of my favorite authors, Young Chang. She also wrote Mao, the Unknown Story, and Empress Dowager Cixi, the concubine who launched modern China. It's a story of 3 generations in the 20th century China. It is an engrossing record of Mao's impact on China, an unusual window on the female experience in the modern world, and an inspiring tale of courage and love. It's 530 pages, and I paid $12.88 for it. The next book is A History of Japan. It is 375 pages, and I paid $10.49 for it. It covers the enthralling evolution of modern Japan from its early prehistory through the post-Cold War period to the collapse of the bubble economy in the early 1990s. The next book is Embracing Defeat, Japan in the Wake of World War II. It's 676 pages and I paid $12.89 for it. I would recommend this book if you're someone who's interested in Japanese history or World War II history, and also for people who are trying to get into reading more historical books. The wording of this book and the occasional photos I feel like is a great start for someone who's trying to get back into reading, specifically historical books. Thank you for watching. Once again, my audiobook for Animal Farm will be linked in the description if you're interested in that, and also all the books I showed in this video will be linked below. Thank you for watching. More videos coming soon.